The start of my garage. First up, I got to bring up the steel. And that's a big job just in itself. Once I got the steel up here, I started welding the trusses. This is my little invention, the crane on the back of my ute. I just stuck a bit of steel on the tow bar and, oh, here's a kookaburra, check me out. A bit of steel on the tow bar, tied back with rope, with a chain block on the top. Pretty simple, it works pretty good. So once I've got the trusses into place and I've got the upright posts concreted in, all I had to do was pull them up. So I put a chain block on the top of each post and just pull them up to the level I wanted. So that's one at about the right level. Here's the next truss. So there's two big trusses. It's looking into the valley.
So if you go out there, I want to drive it back to about here somewhere.
So there's two trusses and the end of the veranda. So actually it's three trusses basically. I started this in the winter, it was pretty cold. So this is pulling the last truss up. I'm standing back a bit just in case something goes wrong and the truss falls down, because if this falls on you, mate, you're done for. And standing back actually puts a strain on the chain block, so it's harder to pull up. Anyway, you just go steady, steady, and you get there. Hello, Mags. I've just had the Mags come to visit me. She's sitting on the table, looking at me, wondering what I'm doing, talking to myself. Okay, you can see the first truss, the second truss that I'm pulling up, and the veranda in the background. And I've just got a piece of steel on the top there, so that when it touches the steel I'm pretty well in the right position, and then I've just got to just do a little bit of touch-up work and get it the right level. So there they are, they're up and bolted. Full moon. Took a few moons to do this job and I still haven't finished. Every time I try and get a go on, it starts raining. This is looking into the valley in the morning. So here I am with the battens on. So the next big job here is to screw all the battens onto the rafters, and the rafters have to be screwed onto the trusses. It's a great view into the valley from here. So this is used sheets of iron to get on top to screw the battens into the rafters. So I'm using this iron as somewhere to walk. Another view into the valley. I use this iron so that I can just get around on top of the roof and screw in everything and make sure everything's screwed down. There's the veranda. Me and my wife built this last year, the veranda. It's still not finished. We have to get the garage in before we can finish the veranda. So that's the kitchen there. The veranda's 10 foot wide. As you can see, there's no leaves on any of the trees. Leafless. That's the coral tree there that you can see with the red flowers. Oh, kookaburra. He's just had a swim, drying off. It's a currawong. That's the noise you can hear in the background. They're pretty loud, the old currawongs. They come in the winter and they disappear in the summer. They go out west. You can hear them in the background. Big currawong orchestra. That's the loft.
Hang on.
Here's the veranda.
What are you doing in here, Max?
Oh, here's Kookaburra. She's just flown off. She's right here, right now, as I'm doing this.
Who said you could come in here? Huh? Who said you could come in here?
She comes in the house all the time.
Yes.
Off you go.
So too.
Go on. So this is me finishing the last few screwing in the battens to the rafters. Everything is steel. And that little vacuum cleaner, that's to clean up the chips after you drill the holes or screw into the steel. It's the chips and the little bits of steel that are left over that are the worst thing for rust. So keep them away and you won't have any rust problems. Everything is galvanized, but as soon as you drill or screw, you take the galvanizing off it and it's tiny little chips, and that's what starts to rust, and that's what will give you the problem. So I've learnt the hard way. So a little vacuum cleaner like that is a great idea. I've lost the key to my drill. I found it now.
Oh, the jasmine smells good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In the background there you can Probably just see the jasmine climbing up over those trees. It just smells divine. It's springtime down under. This is an orphan kookaburra. It's been kicked out of the gang by the rest of the gang. They pulled all his tail feathers out, broken the bottom of his beak, hoping that he'd die, but he managed to stay with it, and he hangs out down in the down at the bottom of the driveway, and you can see he's got no tail feathers there. And my wife feeds him. We call him Beaky because he's only got half a beak at the bottom. And my wife looks after him, and he comes up here every week or so. He makes sure that there's no other kookaburras hanging around here because they'll just beat him up. Once they've got no tail feathers, they can't fly very well. So they're in a bit of spot of bother. No tail feathers and no beak, or half a beak. They can't hunt. So my wife feeds him, and he's looking all right. He's been around for a year or more now.
Keeping an eye out. Last one, you want more?
Sharon looks after all the stray birds and animals.
Where you been, mate? Those other kookaburras, they've been beating
I think
you
he's
up,
just about had enough.
They're bad.
You can see the garage in the background there.
No tail feather, half his beak gone.
As I'm doing the audio on this, I can hear a helicopter coming over, so you're going to hear a whack 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 of a helicopter any minute. So this is the last couple of screws. So everything's screwed down. The rafters are welded to the trusses. Not only are they welded, but they're strapped also. So they're welded, strapped and screwed. We don't have snow, so we don't have to worry about great big weights on top of the roof. What we do have to worry about is big winds, so you've got to strap everything down. Last screw. Here's a sulphur-crested cockatoo. One of my daughters used to call them self-cresting cockatoos, but they're a sulphur-crested cockatoo. As you can see, they've got a sulphur crest. They're very noisy. A beautiful big bird. That's a persimmon tree. It's just bursting into leaf. The valley with, there's the persimmon tree right down in the bottom right hand corner. More rain coming. These are the pigeons. Fruit pigeons. Got a whole heap of them. I feed him in the morning. Bit of bougainvillea. Scrub turkeys. They're a pain in the butt. That's a bit of jasmine. Oh, a lot of jasmine. It's just perfumes the place beautifully. Just about over now. The old scrubber after a big shower of rain. I just can't get a go at the garage. Every time I think I'm going to have a go, it starts to rain. Very unusual. That's a kookaburra calling in the background. These are fruit pigeons. After a big shower of rain. The persimmon tree. That's my ute underneath the garage. This is Bohemia. They're pretty big trees now. I planted all the trees. That was a goanna just zipping through. I planted all the trees here. Looking down into the valley, fog in the valley. This is like an island in the sky when the fog's here. Yeah, all these trees that you can see, I planted these. We've been here about 50 years now. Kookaburra, waiting for breakfast.
Come for breakfast, old mate. There you go.
This is my morning routine. Feed a few birds. Smell the jasmine. If these kookaburras saw Beaky, they would beat him up. Here's Mags.
Yeah, Mags.
She's nesting at the moment. They get particularly savage around this time of year. They swoop on people. Here's Currawong.
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 Come on, Currawong.
First thing in the morning. Sun's just coming up. fruit pigeons waiting in the Mexican. Ah, here's my porridge. Porridge first thing. Half milk and half water. And I like it with honey and cream. This is in the kitchen. The table I'm eating off, that's red cedar. I milled that myself, chopped the tree down, it actually fell down, chopped it up, milled it myself and built the table. Now this is a digger I hired last weekend. So another distraction from finishing off the garage, but these things have to be done. So I'm doing a bit of putting a fire break in, or clearing the fire break that I've had in, and just getting ready for spring and summer. Spring and summer are our worst fire seasons, but this year's been great, and last year and the year before. We've just had rain. I love the rain. So here's a fire break and I'm cleaning it up. So I have these fire breaks all the way up the hill to stop any bushfires from really getting out of control. If I can just keep them under control, it's not too bad. So breaks are the only way I can do that. So you have to keep these fire breaks clear of weeds and woody weeds. Woody weeds are the worst thing. As you can see on both sides here, it's this break that I'm travelling along now was just totally choked the whole track, so I'm clearing it. So I've got it all done now. That's just one track. I've got several more to do. For 2 days on this digger's enough for me. Disappearing into the distance. There's the valley. Here's one of my grandchildren. He just loves machines, this little chap. I'm digging a drain for the driveway. The last big rains we had completely washed away my drive. This little chap just thinks he's in heaven. I've slowed the machine right down. We're just idling. I didn't want to frighten him. This is the first time he's been on a machine. He's only a little chap, but he is just loving it. He's not going to let go of those controls. They're the controls that make the digger go backwards or forwards. His mother's taking these shots. One of my daughters, my youngest daughter.
Okay.
Pull them back, little chap. That's the go. And away we go backwards. I have an old backhoe, but it's only got one brake that works. Must be 30 odd years old, and it's pretty dangerous on these hills. This is the go. Great for digging drainage ditches. Here's a king parrot, molting. Oh, this chap just loves it. He loves it. Moon going down, the valley, and more storm clouds. Oh, and a storm. And more rain forecast. Today is a beautiful day, and tomorrow is going to be rain. Some claps of thunder and lightning. The deck of the veranda is compressed concrete, they're concrete planks, so the whole thing is fireproof, hopefully. And that's it, folks. I've come to the end. G'day people, it's the 2nd of October and another rainy day. I've been trying to finish the garage now for weeks, months actually, and it just keeps raining. It's amazing. This is springtime in Oz, one of our driest seasons, and here we are, wet as anything. So I'm just going to have to post this video. This is the first video I've ever done. I was hoping to have a start to finish job, but that's not going to happen. So I've got the roof to put on and the sides, the insulation, and quite a lot of steel cutting on the end of the veranda to finish the job. But look, I hope you enjoyed watching what I've done so far. I will improve. I can only improve, hopefully. If you've got any comments, please leave them in the comments bar if I've got one. I've never seen one of these things online that I've done myself, so I've got no idea how it's going to turn out. I hope it's going to turn out good. I hope you enjoyed it. So with that, I leave it with that. What else can I do on this rainy day down under? So thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you in the next video.